Imagine waking up, walking down your hallway in your pajamas, and climbing straight into your airplane. No driving to the airport, no rental fees, no waiting. Your plane is literally in the next room. This isn't some billionaire fantasy. I'm going to show you exactly how pilots and aviation enthusiasts are building Barndominium homes with integrated airplane hangars for less than the cost of buying a traditional house and renting hangar space separately. But here's what shocked me most. Wait until you see the total cost comparison at the end. You might be surprised at how affordable this really is. Before we dive in, if you're serious about alternative housing or aviation, hit that subscribe button right now. I put out honest, research-backed content like this every week, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. What is a barndominium with airplane hangar? Let's start with the basics. A barndominium with airplane hangar is exactly what it sounds like. You're combining your home and your aircraft storage into one integrated metal building. Think of it as a hangar home, or what aviation communities call an airpark home. Here's how it works. You build a large metal structure, typically steel frame construction, and you divide it into two main sections. One section is your living quarters with all the amenities of a regular home like kitchen, bedrooms, bathrooms, living areas. The other section is your aircraft hangar with direct access to taxiways or your private runway. The genius is in the integration. You're not building two separate structures. You're building one cohesive building that serves both purposes. This means shared utilities, shared foundation, shared roof, and massive cost savings that I'll break down for you shortly. These structures are most common in fly-in communities where homes have direct runway access, but plenty of pilots are building them on private property with their own airstrips. The key requirement is you need enough land and the right zoning to accommodate both residential and aviation use. The real advantages. Now let's talk about why this setup is gaining serious traction in 2026, and I'm going to be completely honest about the advantages here. Advantage number one is unmatched convenience. Your airplane is literally steps from your bedroom. No more driving 20 minutes to the airport. No more calling ahead to make sure the FBO is open. You want to fly at sunrise? Walk down the hall. Weather window opens up unexpectedly. Your wheels up in minutes. This convenience is priceless for pilots who fly regularly. Advantage number two is security and protection. Your aircraft is under the same roof you sleep under. You control who has access. You control the environment. No more worrying about someone damaging your plane in a shared hangar. No more wondering if that storm caused hail damage while your aircraft sat outside. It's protected 24/7 in a climate-controlled space that you monitor. Advantage number three, and this is massive, cost savings over time. Let me paint you a picture. Hangar rental costs in 2026 average $850 to $1,400 per month for a basic 2,000 square foot space at most airports. That's $10,200 to $16,800 per year. Over a 20-year period, you're looking at $204,000 to $336,000 in rental fees alone. When you build an integrated hangar home, you eliminate those rental fees forever. Your hangar is paid off as part of your mortgage. Advantage number four is consolidated utilities. You're running one electrical service, one water line, one septic system, one HVAC system. Compare this to owning a house and renting hangar space where you're paying utilities at home plus whatever the airport charges for electricity and services. The savings add up significantly over time. Advantage number five is maintenance efficiency. With steel construction, your entire structure is resistant to fire, termites, rot, and most weather damage. You maintain one building instead of two. One roof to inspect, one foundation to monitor, one HVAC system to service. This translates to lower long-term maintenance costs and less hassle. Advantage number six is the lifestyle factor. For aviation enthusiasts, this is the dream setup. Your passion and your life are seamlessly integrated. Want to tinker on your plane after dinner? Walk into the hangar. Kids want to learn about aviation? It's right there. Friends come over? Give them a hangar tour. This lifestyle integration is something you simply can't get with separate structures. Advantage number seven is potential rental income or business use. If you have a larger hangar than you need, you can rent out extra space to other pilots. Some owners even run small aviation businesses like maintenance, flight instruction, or aircraft detailing right from their hangar. This can offset your mortgage or even generate profit. The honest challenges. Now let's keep it real. This setup isn't perfect for everyone, and there are legitimate challenges you need to consider before committing. Challenge number 1 is zoning and regulations. Many areas have strict zoning that separates residential and aviation use. You'll need property that allows both or is in a flying community. Some counties won't permit this at all. Some require special use permits that take months to obtain. You must research zoning thoroughly before buying land. Challenge number 2 is location limitations. To make this work, you need either access to an existing runway or enough land to build your own airstrip. Most small aircraft need 2,000 to 3,000 feet of runway minimum. This means you're looking at rural or semi-rural locations. If you work in the city, you're facing a longer commute. Challenge number 3 is financing complexity. Traditional mortgage lenders often struggle with hangar homes because they're not standard residential properties. You may need specialized aviation property lenders, construction loans, or land equity loans. Expect to put down 20 to 30% instead of the standard 10 to 15% for conventional homes. Challenge number 4 is higher initial costs than standard barndominiums. Adding hangar space with proper doors, reinforced foundations for aircraft weight, and adequate clear span width significantly increases upfront costs compared to a basic barndominium. We'll get into specific numbers shortly. Challenge number 5 is resale considerations. Your market is limited to pilots or aviation enthusiasts. This is a niche property. In the right location, especially established flying communities, resale can be strong. In the wrong location, you might wait longer to find a qualified buyer. Challenge number 6 is noise and activity. If you fly regularly, there's aircraft noise during startup, taxi, and departure. If you have close neighbors, this could create friction. Flying communities solve this because everyone expects aviation activity, but on private property, neighbor relations matter. Challenge number 7 is insurance costs. Combining residential and aviation use can complicate insurance. You'll need coverage for both the home and the aircraft storage. Some insurers charge premiums for this setup. Get quotes early in your planning process. Real cost breakdown for 2026. Alright, let's talk money because this is where things get interesting. I'm going to give you honest 2026 numbers based on current market research. For a 60 by 80 barndominium with airplane hangar, which is 4,800 square feet total, here's a realistic breakdown. Let's say 2,400 square feet is living space and 2,400 square feet is hangar. Shell costs for the metal building structure run $25 to $40 per square foot for the kit. For 4,800 square feet, that's $120,000 to $192,000 for just the building shell and frame. Foundation costs are critical because hangar floors need to support aircraft weight. Expect 6-inch reinforced concrete throughout the hangar section and 4-inch in living areas. Foundation runs $15 to $25 per square foot, so you're looking at $72,000 to $120,000. The hangar door is a major expense. A quality bifold or hydraulic door for a 50 to 60 foot opening costs $60,000 to $120,000 installed. This is not optional. You need a door that operates reliably and seals properly. Living space finishing at 2,400 square feet costs $95 to $145 per square foot for mid-range finishes. That's $228,000 to $348,000 for kitchen, bathrooms, flooring, walls, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and interior finishes. Hangar space finishing is much simpler. Basic insulation, LED lighting, electrical for aircraft battery charging, epoxy floor coating, and wall finishes run $45 to $75 per square foot. For 2,400 square feet, that's $108,000 to $180,000. Additional costs include permits and engineering at $8,000 to $15,000. Well and septic for rural locations at $20,000 to $35,000. Runway or taxiway construction, if building new, at $50,000 to $150,000 depending on length, and site preparation and utilities at $15,000 to $30,000. Let me give you a realistic total for a 60 by 80 hangar barndominium with mid-range finishes. Shell at $156,000, foundation at $96,000, hangar door at $90,000, living space finish at $288,000, Hangar space finish at $144,000, permits and engineering at $12,000, well and septic at $28,000, taxiway to existing runway at $75,000, site prep at $22,000. Your total comes to approximately $911,000. Now I know what you're thinking. That seems expensive, but let's compare it to the alternative. A traditional 2,400 square foot home in a decent area costs $360,000 to $600,000 to build. Then you're renting a 2,400 square foot hangar at $1,200 to $2,000 per month. Over 20 years, that's $288,000 to $480,000 in hangar rental fees. Add those together, and you're at $648,000 to $1,080,000. The integrated hangar home at $911,000 lands right in the middle of that range. But here's the difference. You own your hangar. No more monthly rental fees. Your hangar appreciates with your property value. You have complete control over your aircraft environment. And you get the convenience factor that you simply cannot put a price on. For a smaller setup, let's look at a 50 by 60 build with 3,000 square feet total. Split at 1,500 square feet living and 1,500 square feet hangar. Your cost would be shell at $90,000, foundation at $60,000, hangar door at $75,000, living space at $180,000, hangar space at $90,000, permits at $10,000, well and septic at $28,000, taxiway at $60,000, site prep at $18,000. Total approximately $611,000. Size and layout considerations. Hangar size depends entirely on your aircraft. A Cessna 172 with a 36-foot wingspan needs a minimum 40-foot wide hangar. A Cirrus SR-22 with 38.3-foot wingspan fits in the same. Larger singles like a Cessna 210 or Bonanza need 40 to 45 feet. Twin-engine aircraft often have 45 to 50-foot wingspans requiring 50 to 55-foot hangar width. Height matters too. Most single-engine aircraft need 10 to 12-foot clearance. High-wing aircraft and some twins need 14 to 16 feet. Always add 2 feet of clearance beyond your aircraft's actual height. Depth should allow the aircraft to park with room to walk around. Most singles need 30 to 35 feet of depth. If you want workspace in front or behind the aircraft, add another 10 to 15 feet. Popular layouts include side-by-side configuration where living space and hangar are next to each other with shared wall and internal access door. End-to-end configuration places living quarters at one end and hangar at the other connected by a hallway or breezeway. Upper-level living places residential space on a second floor above part of the hangar, though this requires significantly more engineering. Location options. Fly-in communities offer the easiest path. These are established neighborhoods with homes that have direct taxiway access to a shared runway. Communities exist across the country with some of the most popular in Florida, Texas, Arizona, and the Carolinas. You buy a lot, build your hangar home, and you're connected to the runway system. Private property with your own airstrip gives you complete control, but requires significant land. You need space for the runway, clear approach zones, and compliance with FAA regulations for private airstrips. Most builders doing this have 20 to 50 acres minimum. Adjacent to public airports is another option. Some small municipal or county airports allow private hangars on leased land at the airport perimeter. You build your hangar home on airport property with access to their runways. Financing and resale. Financing requires preparation. Start by working with lenders who specialize in aviation properties or agricultural land with improvements. Traditional mortgage lenders often can't process these applications. Construction loans are common, requiring 20 to 30% down and converting to permanent financing once complete. Some builders use land equity loans if they own property outright, then build in phases as cash flow allows. Others partner with other pilots to share costs and hangar space. Resale values in established fly-in communities hold strong because you have a built-in market of aviation enthusiasts. Properties in these communities often sell at premiums. On private property, resale depends heavily on location and whether the runway is properly documented and maintained. So should you build a Barndominium with airplane hangar? Here's my honest take. This is perfect for you if you're a pilot who flies regularly. You want to eliminate hangar rental fees forever. You're comfortable with rural or semi-rural living. You have the land or can buy into a flying community. You value convenience and security for your aircraft, and you're prepared for the upfront investment. This might not be for you if you rarely fly and can't justify the hangar cost. You need to be in an urban area for work. You're unable to secure specialized financing. You want a property with broad resale appeal, or you're not prepared for zoning and permitting challenges. My bottom line is this. For serious pilots and aviation enthusiasts, the Barndominium with integrated hangar represents one of the smartest long-term investments you can make. Yes, the upfront cost is significant, but when you factor in eliminated rental fees, convenience, security, and lifestyle value, the numbers work out favorably over time. The key is going in with realistic expectations, proper financing lined up, and the right location secured. If you found this breakdown valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more honest content about alternative housing and aviation properties. Drop a comment below if you're considering building one of these or if you already live in a hangar home. I'd love to hear about your experience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.